Hello everybody. In this video, I'm going to talk about the Buddhist concept of cause and effect. FYI, this video is not affiliated with any religious group or organization. It's just based on my own studies, my own experiences with the philosophy of Buddhism. And most people who know me know that I am a retired teacher. I taught in the public school system for many years. Most of the time that I spent teaching in public schools was spent teaching 6-year-olds, first grade. And we taught the principle of cause and effect when teaching reading comprehension. And the way that we taught that was to teach the students to look for causes somewhere in a story, for example, that would lead to effects later on in the story. And this was just a way of boosting comprehension or to encourage comprehension while reading. And most people probably think of the idea, the concept of cause and effect as being a cause that happened in the past, leading to an effect in the present, or maybe a cause in the present that might lead to an effect in the future. And for a lot of things, this is actually true. For example, if you make the cause to, say, go on a diet or something, or to eat healthy food, then the effect at some point in the future would be, of course, weight loss or a healthier body. However, in the philosophy of Buddhism, in my opinion, this concept involves something on a much deeper level, and we actually would sometimes, you can actually refer to it as the simultaneous law of cause and effect, or the concept of the simultaneity of cause and effect. Simultaneous, of course, meaning two things that happen at the same time. And we might think, well, how can the cause and the effect happen at the same time? We typically think of one coming first and the other coming later, at some point later in time. Well, for those of us who know anything about the law of attraction, I think it helps to better explain this idea of the simultaneity of cause and effect. In other words, both the cause and the effect happening at the same time. And I guess one way to explain this, in my opinion, would be if we put something out into the universe through our thoughts, and especially if we use a lot of sincere emotion to, with those thoughts, we're putting out a cause, some desire, some hope, some just any kind of thought. And at the same time, based on this idea of the simultaneity of cause and effect, the law of attraction, we are instantaneously causing the effect to occur. And the reason why it appears that the cause and the effect are separate is because of the idea of, the fact that it may take time for the effect to manifest in our everyday lives, or in our, realm of experience. And I guess maybe a good example of this might be, suppose a person, sincerely visualizes or prays. Doesn't really matter what word we put on it. I think the concept or the idea is the same, that we are intensely putting out thoughts and emotions out into the universe for some desire, for some hope, and we intend for that desire to manifest in our lives. And like again, like I was going to say, an example might be if a person is looking, searching, praying, visualizing for love to come into his or her life. And so, what we would be putting out there are these thoughts of maybe a soulmate or just a marriage partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, just someone to share our lives with. And while we are putting it out there with our thoughts, with especially with strong emotion behind it, we are in theory connecting to another soul, another person out there in the universe somewhere who uh, could or would be our soulmate. And however, this person might be living in another state, another country. They could be living on the other side of the world. When it comes to the power of visualization, the law of attraction, prayer, whatever you want to call it, the power is unlimited. And personally, I believe the more sincerity and the more consistency you put behind those thoughts, the less time that it would take for these prayers, visualizations, whatever you want to call them, to manifest in our lives. And this is why it appears sometimes to take time, that the two are separate, cause and effect. And another way that sometimes it's referred to in the philosophy of Buddhism is that thoughts become things. So those things that we put out there into the universe, as soon as we make that cause, the effect is simultaneous in that we make that connection. But depending on how sincere we are, how consistent we are, and how far away that person might be from our realm of experience, it appears to take time. And there could actually be time between not the cause and the effect, because those are simultaneous, but there appears to be time between when the cause is made and when the effect is manifested in our lives, i.e., when we actually encounter that person in our everyday life. And I think, in a nutshell, this is, in my opinion, the true deeper meaning of this law of the simultaneity of cause and effect. And I hope that this has been beneficial to anyone who happens to watch it. So thank you so much for watching.